Hello friends, welcome back. It's time for another episode of BigDenoPlays, and today we're playing The Old King's Crown. You may have heard of this game. It's been doing the rounds recently. Seems to have hit max popularity on BGG, and some very popular reviewers have given it the seal of approval. So yeah, I've got a copy, and it's probably one of the most beautiful games that I've ever seen. Absolutely stunning artwork, really luxurious feeling components. Yeah, just a really high quality production, which is incredible for a first time publisher. So kudos to the team that have put this together, including Pablo and the great Ricky Royal, who inspired me with his playthrough to record a playthrough. Well, I don't need much inspiration to record a playthrough, let's be honest. But yeah, this is a very interesting game. So I'm going to switch over to the main camera view, and what we have here is a delectable assortment of incredible artwork and incredible things. If we zoom in on this, this is the locations that we will actually fight over. So we're going to have a variety of battles over these various locations, and we'll do that through bidding and through hidden information. So it's a really cool concept. But I will say this, my practice plays have been pretty good, but I think this game will shine as a multiplayer experience. The solo, designed by Ricky Royal, is very, very good at replicating a human opponent as best it can, and I think it does an absolutely admirable job of that. But this game will shine when you have players that are backstabbing each other and manipulating the board and doing things that are crazy, and just the real experience that you'll get out of that will be hard to replicate in a solo game. But let's give it a crack. We are going to play as the clans, and I'm going to do my very best to show off as much of the artwork as possible in this game because it is stunning. So how does the game work? Well, the multiplayer game has you utilising a deck of cards to bid on kingdom locations that you can then occupy. You then place your deck of cards, using different cards obviously, over here in these regions where you will fight off for those regions before then spending your cards again to govern in council locations, and that's these council locations up here, and as well as send them out on journeys to find new pieces of the kingdom that we can bring into our team. So these cards have a lot of uses. So if we have a look at this guy, this is Saga the Unifier. This represents me, sort of. What a good looking rooster. So a lot of information. The number one thing up the top is his value. So that's what he is worth when used for attacking and for occupying kingdom cards. He's also got some rules down the bottom here, as well as some icons which will be relevant, which we'll talk about later on. But not every card has that much stuff. Some of them, and we might deal out our starting hand now, will only have one or two little bits of information that we need to try and pass. So we're going to deal ourselves out 5 more, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these cards are, we'll switch over to here actually. So these cards are, the artwork is absolutely incredible, I have to say. Okay, so we've got a Priestess of the Peaks. I have played this game 3 times, and I'm still just absolutely in awe of the artwork. It is stunning. The Branded Seer. He's a cool, what is this guy? Oh, Gore. Standing on the bluffs, what are they? Oh, Nixing Knife. And finally, Seabreakers. What is happening there? Okay, so just stunning. So we've got all these cards with all of these different rules that we can utilize for a variety of things. Okay, so that is our starting hand of cards. Let's go back over to this one. What we're going to do is deal out the rest of the cards and get ourselves set up for the game. So we're dealing out these are the kingdom cards. There is a giant stack of them, so I don't think you'll see anywhere near all of them in every game. But what we are going to deal is the top 4, and these will be placed over here on a place which is called the Great Road, I think. But rather than worry about the Great Road, let's look at the artwork. The Glittering Caves. I love that one. I would like that one. Thank you very much. Smuggler's Pass. Ooh, when you retreat, you may journey with it. Oh. You gain Deadly and Retreat. Oh, these are all awesome ones. Shapeshifter's Mirror. Yeah, okay, so that's great as well. Okay, so we'll just place these out over here on the Great Road. So these are locations that we can occupy, send our cards out to occupy. This deck that I'm about to shuffle now is called the Ambition deck. So it's placed right here. So this deck is called the Ambition deck, and I'm going to shuffle this deck. I've turned on autofocus for this episode, by the way, so let me know if that's an improvement or if it is disturbing. So that is the Ambition card that is on top. Now, having said that, there's some information on there that we don't know that's hidden, and we won't find out about that until a little bit later. And finally, we have the Scheme deck, and this is called the Fog deck. So the Fog deck I'm shuffling, and we're going to place that over here. We're going to reveal this. This is the principal threat for the turn. And so we have Pitch Black Night. If there are one or more active cards in the region with Fog, so that's us, must move one of their cards from each region with Fog to the lost pile. Not ideal, not ideal, but the good news is we are only going to have one Fog card applied to the board. A lot happening, but it's exciting. So I'm going to shuffle these. These are bidding tokens. So we're just shuffling those randomly, and we're going to take the top one of these, not that one, even though I'd like it to be that one, or that one. Maybe I'll do it this way. There we go. And we will take this one, and that will be a turn order marker for the rest of the game. So one of these values, we don't know which one, will not be available for the simulated opponent, the simulacrum, to use. This is the Sim's Herald, this is the Sim's followers, this is our Herald and our followers. We have a few more things to complete. We need to shuffle this deck, and then we need to ensure that on top of the deck is a gold card. So let's do that. All right. No gold card, no gold card. We have a gold card on top of the deck that is ready to go. So I think we're all set up here. So we have a very cool little turn tracker which measures where we are in the turn. We skip these 2 steps in the first turn of the game, and we start here at the spring phase. So how do we do the spring phase? Well, very simply, we select one of these off the top, and this is the Sim's bid for the spring phase. For us, however, we have to choose one of our cards to be the bid. Now, we have some information about what the Sim is interested in. It's interested in these book icons. Now, we don't know which one yet, but it is interested in the book. So currently, there is only one book icon on the board, and it is the Shapeshifter's Mirror. So I'm happy for the Sim to occupy that. I'm very keen on that Glittering Caves. So we will go and bid quite low, because we know that the Sim is not going to be chasing the card that we want. So we're going to bid our lowest card, which is the 3, the Priestess of the Peaks. So our Priestess is going to be our card that we use against the Sim in bidding. So that's it in the bidding phase. That's pretty straightforward. So now what we do is we're going to flip this card, and it's going to tell us more information. It's going to tell us which card, if there was multiples of this type, the Sim is going to bid on, as well as its priorities for this turn. So we flip this and we reveal an 8. So the Sim is now going to occupy this Shapeshifter's Mirror up here with its 8. So we can steal that, just like you can in a multiplayer game. We can steal that if we bid higher. However, we're not really worried about that. So we're going to use this 3 to occupy. And again, the little details that are probably not spoken about enough, but there is actually a slot underneath this to slide in your cards comfortably. just little usability things is crazy. So we're going to the Glittering Caves. We have occupied the Glittering Caves. Excellent. So once you've done the Great Road, we are going to shuffle this one off to the discard pile, and these will all slide across, and we're going to reveal 3 new ones, and let's have a look at what they are. We have the Ruined Citadel. Cool. Oh, the Great Wing, your leader gets flank. That is awesome. I've not seen all these, so these are great. They can deploy 1. Oh, and in the autumn phase, you can get a dude in your hand. That is incredible. I would like that one as well. So let's see if we can get that next turn. That's some great abilities. Okay, so we've completed the spring phase. We now go on to the placing of heralds. This is done in turn order. The sim always starts first in the turn order, so it's going to place it. It chooses to place based on this card here. So it is going to place in the Highlands, and it's going to place on the left-hand side. So it is trying to take the castle. Not great for us because we did want to go to the wilderness and utilise something there, but you know, maybe we can get around that. You may journey with 1 card that is active or in your hand. Okay, our herald. So where do I want to go with our herald? I think we will go here to the wilderness, and we're going to try and beat that sim at his own game. We shall see how this goes. Okay, so we now go on to placing cards. Now the sim's quite straightforward. It takes the top 3 cards, 1, 2, 3, and it orders them in terms of their value. So a gold card and a gold card. If you draw 2 of the same type, the one that you drew first goes on top. So this is the order. We have gold, gold, and then bronze. And those are placed in order matching this card. So the first one will go here, the second one will go down here to the lowlands, and the third one will go to the plateau. So what do we do now? We choose our cards to combat. Now, I'll show off this card. So this is one of our agent cards. This is what this symbol refers to. It's our agent. So that symbol doesn't do anything in and of itself, but there's occasionally cards that reference things like that. So that's fine. This card is going to eliminate other cards in the clash unless they have this little follower symbol. Now they don't normally have that follower symbol with the gold cards, I think. So I'm going to try and take a punt here, and we're going to place our nixing knife there in that area, and we're going to hope that we can win that location. I'm going to go for the harvest field with our 10, with our Sargath Unifier. And we might go Sea Breakers down here in our lowlands region. So I'm keeping 2 cards in my hand, and I'll explain what those 2 cards are used for a little bit later on, but it's going to be great. It's going to be glorious. Okay, so now we move on to the spring action step. So in the spring action step, we're now going to resolve this card. So if we zoom in here, this card is going to tell us where it will place its supporters. Sometimes it lies. It tells us on the back that it's going to prioritize the plateau. It didn't lie. It is going to place on the plateau. So it's going to go 1 of each of its followers in all of these regions. Okay, so I now get to place my followers. This step is done in turn order, very important. And we also have some abilities that we can trigger, none right now. But I will place 2 followers here in this region and hope that we are successful in winning that region. I'm not too worried about the other ones. I feel like we should win here without a follower. This one we're not worried about winning at the moment with the cards we've been given, so we're fine on that front. If the sim had some cards that it would apply right now, it would do that. What it is going to do though, it is going to resolve its fog deck. Now, this tells us where it's going to place a fog, and it prioritizes each of these locations in order. So the first fog card, and actually the only fog card for this turn, is going here in the plateau. We know that because there's only one fog symbol here, and that's all. If there was multiple fog symbols, we would place it out in maybe 1, 2, or 3. But as it stands, this is the only card that is going to be fog. Move one of their cards from each region with fog to the lost pile. When do we do those in order? In turn order. Okay, I'm just trying to decide here because this could be a terrible plan. Maybe we switch him. Yep, I'm going to actually do this. I do this. I don't want to lose this guy, but it's still effectively the same. Oh, actually, that could be Journey with one card that is active or in your hand. If we win that, oh, so there's so many layers to the decisions in this game, which is really cool. So basically, if my guy dies because of this fog card, if I lose this clash, this person will move to the lost pile, which is bad. But I have the ability to send them on their way on a journey prior to that happening, maybe. So let's see. We're going to try for that. This is a very big risk in the very first turn as someone who has only played a few times, but this is exciting. So that's all spring actions done. So we now move on to this step, which is called summer. So in summer, the person who is last on the order track determines the timing of these. So I'm actually going to place this here so we know what's going to happen, followed by this and followed by this. Now, the reason that's important, I have a day action tactic that I can use, which can actually allow me to move my this guy around. So maybe that's what we want to do. But anyway, let's start with the first clash. So we reveal the cards in the region. Okay, and we've found an armature. So let's zoom in on this incredible piece of artwork. So this is attack value 5, win 9. It's got one supporter, taking it to 6. So win 9, so we actually win here pretty comfortably. And we get to now choose one of these two regions to benefit us in that. So we could take 2 influence, which is the victory points, or we can take 1 influence and gain the kingdom's favour. So we're going to do that because we don't want this guy to have the kingdom's favour. So we've won that clash and we gain the king's favour. Simple as that. Now these cards stay here. They're called active cards for the rest of the turn. And the reason that's relevant is I have the ability now to use my daytime action called sea lanes. And sea lanes will let me remove one. I've got 3 markers here. I can remove one of those markers to make one of my active guys in the current region. It gains flank for the rest of the round. So I did actually have to activate this beforehand. But I now could potentially activate the sea breakers and move them up as well. But I should have done it on that. So I'm going to pretend that I did do it on that because this is a game with a lot of complexity. So I'm going to give myself some grace. So this now has flank for the rest of the round. Now flank, there's a lot of rules in this game, and it's fascinating because it doesn't look complex. You think, yeah, it's just like Marvel Snap. You play 3 cards into 3 things and you're done, right? There's a lot more to it than that, and it's quite interesting. So if we go over here and have a look at this view, we have 8 million little rules clarification things, but flank says, if active in the current clash, you may move to a if there are no other unresolved, each card with flank may activate this clan. So if active in the current clash, you may move this card to an unresolved region. Okay, so we don't get to do that. So we're not going to do it. We're going to do it here on these sea breakers. So we can potentially move them as well. So the sea breakers now have flank. So we're going to reveal cards in this, the second region. Bang. Ooh, we've revealed a ruse. So that's good. It does mean I know what this card is, and it's not a ruse, but it could be the one that also kills us. So we will flank at this point over to here. So we're going to flank here. This is going to draw 2 cards from its deck. 1, 2. It's going to take the top one here, and it's going to discard the second one. And that's what its ruse allows it to do. I've added this one to this clash up here, so that's okay. But all that happens now is this gets flipped over, and oh look, they win this one, and so they choose a location to gain the benefits. They're going to choose based on this card. So they're going to take the Shrine. The Shrine gives them a benefit as follows. Gain 1, oh I actually have to do another thing. Gain 1 victory point, and then I discard 2 cards from the top of my deck and or hand. I don't like that at all. Oh, not that little guy. Oh. So many good cards. I want them all. Okay, so that's it. Nothing else happens. Now the big one, the big clash. Okay, so I've got my Nixing Knife here, and they've also got their Poppet, but guess what? My little guys that I flanked over with are going to pop them. So this is all done simultaneously. So what happens is, I get assassinated, the Poppet gets assassinated, but my Sea Breakers also have this invulnerable shield, which means they survive. Both of these characters go to the lost pile. It was a gamble, but it has paid off for us for now. So our total value is 4, 5, 6. Their total value is 1. So we win, and we get to choose a region with which to journey with. So I'm going to choose here. When you win this, you gain 1 plus an additional 1 because we have our Herald in that location. And now we can journey with 1 card that is active or in our hand. I'm going to journey with this guy. So why are we journeying with Gaul the Mighty? And what is journeying? A lot of complexity. I love it. I recommend it very highly. So journeying is if you have this little symbol down the bottom, which we do, you can send them off to search the lands to find more cards to add to your deck. You can send them off and they will go to the lost pile, so you're losing them forever, but you gain this many what's called lore tokens, L-O-R-E, by the way. So we send that guy off and we get a lore token. However, this symbol here is called the Pathfinder ability. If you journey with someone that has the Pathfinder ability, instead of going to the lost pile, it goes to your discard pile. So great turn of events for us. And what's even better is thanks to our Glittering Caves, whenever you journey with a card that has Pathfinder, gain 1 influence and 1 additional lore token. Anytime you gain lore tokens, you have the option to spend those straight away to purchase one of your upgrade cards. So I could buy this Storyteller guy for 2 lore, and he will gain that. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to buy the Storyteller. He goes into our hand. These cards are all available. You get to choose the order you purchase these in. But I spend those 2, and he goes into our hand, and that's it. It's great stuff, actually. I'm very happy with that. Very happy with that turn of events. Okay. So we've done all of the rewards steps. Now, I'll have to go back to this. At the end of the bidding phase, when that guy wins a bid, it gains the Kingdom card bonus. And the bonus that it gets for occupying a book is it places 1 on the book council, the Council of Secrets, and that's it. And then it gains 1 lore. So he has 1 lore as well. Okay. Still getting my head around the timing and the tempo of this game. Okay, we move this down to the autumn step. And so we do this in turn order. So the sim goes first. It activates any autumn cards. And it does them in a specific order for the sim, according to this. So activate any autumn actions and or commands. It's got a couple actually. It's going to do this armature, and it's going to stay in the plateau. Move it to, this is a card, move it to the region matching the current ambition and place one on it. So this is a type of card called a war machine. It basically will stay on the board for the next turn. So that's quite powerful. This one, however, because it says, actually let's show the artwork off, because I just realised I said I was going to do that and I haven't done it, and it's wonderful. Armatures. If this card is the only active sim card in the region, move it to the region matching the current ambition and place one influence on it. The influence is just placed so that we know that we're not going to discard it. But as you can see, this is not the only sim card, so both of these will go into the discard pile. And that is all for the autumn cards here. It is now going to activate this Pitch Black Night if there are one or more active cards in the region with fog. There is not, because we moved our guy off on a journey. There's a gamble that's paid off for us. Now it's going to govern. It's going to place one from the reserve on the council that matches the highest priority suit here. And then it will activate that. Place faction markers, so it's going to place 2 faction markers on the locations equal to the number of things you have here, and it's going to choose the Highlands on the left. Is that right? Yes. Okay, so that's going to come back. This is going to come back. And these are going to go here. These are out. Okay, so our sea breakers, they go to our discard pile. Or it also does a journey, so it's going to gain a lore token as well. So it's got 2. If the sim ever has 3 lore tokens, it will spend those to grab the top card of its deck from its side of power. Okay, so us, we have the option to go on a journey as well, and indeed we are. We're going to send this storyteller off on a journey, the one we just picked up. So it also has the Wayfinder ability. So when we send out a guy with Wayfinder, thanks to our Glittering Caves, we're also going to gain an influence, the win out 5, and we're going to gain 2, because it's got 2 scrolls, which will actually take us to 3, and we could indeed buy another card from our side of power. Do we wish to do that? We have Raid and Raise. Look at that. When this card flanks, you may move any number of your supporters from this card's region to the new region. You also have a type of card which are called locations. So this one is called the Wandering Embassy, and all of my little dudes gain flank. It's crazy. So there's a big powerful card that's 5, which is an incredible card, the Riders of the North Sky. So we could save up for that, but I think we'll buy this Raid and Raise. So let's do that. We're going to Raid and Raise and add that card to our deck, and we've spent our 3 lore. We can now govern, and if we choose to govern, which I think we will, we're going to send our Seer up to govern. We get to activate one of these abilities. Move 1 supporter, enter a lost pile. Yep, so I'm going to send this branded Seer up here to the Council of Oaths. Now you can't see that, I haven't set up a camera there, so you're just going to have to trust me on what it says. It says for each gavel you have here, move 1 supporter from the map or the lost pile to your player board. So I get to keep him. This one goes to the lost pile. The sim doesn't play fair with us. He takes all of his supporters back, their supporters back, and we do not. Cool. That's it. I have autumn actions as well, sorry. So what I might do is I'm going to use one of my abilities. This one's called Salt Toughness. Choose any number of your faction cards that are active and in your discard pile. Move them to your hand up to your hand size. So these are one-off, so I'm basically just trying to extend out my game. I've still got my 10 and my 3. I'm going to bring the Storyteller back, and I'm going to bring my Captain back, and I might also bring back my Alchemist, I think they're called, and we've got one more, so let's bring back the Shorerunner Sleds. Lots of cards. How exciting. All right. Move your herald to a location in the current region. Move it to 2 supporters from other regions to the current region. Great. So we go to winter, we're going to clean up. There is a time tracker, so I'm going to move that to turn 2. It was already on there because I've already played. For the sim, we grab all of these cards, we shuffle them back together, and that's done. We discard the top cards of both of these, and any cards that have this little influence on them, you discard the influence. And again, this is just a reminder to say this card stays on the board for next turn. So the sim's starting with a little bit of a bonus here in the plateau, which is good because that's its current ambition as well. And that is the first turn of the game complete. I don't think I missed too many things, but it is a surprisingly complex game for, as I said before, for the amount of rules that are in it. And there's not a lot of rules, they're quite simple, but the way they interlock makes that decision space really, really interesting. And that's actually probably the thing that I'm beginning to appreciate more and more, is the complexity of the decision space. So we're going to draw cards. Guess what? We don't have to draw cards because we're already at our maximum hand size of 6. So we move on to determine turn order. The person who has the most influence is the first player. That is us. We are first. And that's all. So we go on to the bidding phase. Now we are in a good position here, but this Glittering Caves is a card I'd very much like to keep. And there's a possibility that the sim will try and steal it from us, and that would not be good. So I'm going to bid with my Shorerunner sleds. It's a 5. It's not high, but we just want to hope that this sim, this dirty sim, is not going to steal. It's not going to steal. That's good for us. Its bid is 12. Okay, so it's going for the swords on the leftmost. Damn, it's going for this one. So it is going to grab the countryside reservists and is going to occupy them with its 12. That is quite a lot. We shall not be doing much about that. But it does mean that our Shorerunner sleds gives us the option to take one of these 3 remaining cards, which again, you can't really see there. But the Assassin's Guild is my crown gains deadly and retreat. Have I got 2 heirs now? No. Storyteller, no. I've only got 1 heir. I'm gonna take the Assassin's Guild. I reckon the Assassin's Guild could be the go. Let's try it out. So that's your heir, which is the crown symbol, gains deadly and retreat. So we can bop some guys and then run away if we don't want to get bopped ourselves. If there are any active opponents in turn order, day action step, and then you do night order. Yeah, so you can retreat before that happens. So we've occupied the Assassin's Guild with our Shorerunner sled. So good work, Shorerunners. Thank you. Okay, so now the sim is going to score points. Again, it has a swords one, so it moves 1 supporter token from the lost pile to its simulacrum board. It doesn't have any in its lost pile. Maybe it does actually. Let's give it a 4th one. So maybe it's got 4 now. And then it places an influence on the reserve of its ambition, and then gains a law. So it's going to place one here on the Council of Oaths. It gains a law. It's now got 3 law tokens. So as soon as it gets 3 law tokens, it spends them. I'm just going to check that. Yes, so if at any point it has 3, which it does, it will immediately take this and place it on top. So one of its cards is a gold card. Not great for us, but soon we'll decide what to do. Okay, so that's the end. So we will discard this card from the Great Road. We will slide these across and we will add hidden. Actually, let's do this again, Deno. Let's show off the artwork. It's stunning. Hidden lanes. Swap one of your. Oh, that's pretty good. Blue Hour Bell. Move all of your cards from the lost pile. Oh, I really want that. Because I need my cards back. Burn this card. Acquire up to 2 cards in the Great Road. Okay, that's pretty good. Probably not going to get used by us, but wow. Okay, so we've done all of the stuff there, so we're now going to place Herald. So this guy's going to go in the plateau in this location. He's pooping hard for here, all right? We will have to spend a lot to stop him from doing that. Now, maybe we will, because our heir has the ability to assassinate now, thanks to the Assassin's Guild. So let's try. 1, 2, 3 cards. They are placed in the same order. This goes on top. The next one it goes to is the lowlands, and then it goes to the highlands. So if I win up here, I can journey with an active card. I would like to use the storyteller, and I'm going to journey with him, I think. And then down here, do we flank? It's going to go lowlands, highlands. So if we go here, we can potentially flank away and make sure we win up there. He's got resilience, so he can't be killed by deadly forever. So yep, okay. I like this plan. So far, anyway. So far. Oh, I am supposed to reveal a fog card at the start of the turn. That is something that is supposed to be happening. So we have... Oof. That's a very bad threat. It says in regions with fog, which is all of them, we may not claim location rewards from either the left or right side of the board based on the current ambition cards. So we can't claim any of these rewards. Devastating. I was going to probably go this one here. Battlefield's fine. The Necropolis, yeah, I would take the Necropolis actually. Okay, so we've done that. We're now going to place supporters, but we have to go first in player order. So I've got 4. I do have the ability to bring at least 1 back. I definitely want to win up here, but I don't think I need to worry there. Let's go here. I'm going to put 3 out. I'm going to put 1 in each, and hopefully that'll be enough. I should also specify that these supporters, they're not allocated to a location. They're allocated to a region. That's why I place them in the middle. You only determine the location that you want to take the victory from after calculating who wins. So you're basically fighting here, add everything up, plus that, and then choose one of these to gain a reward. The Herald is different, and I do need to place my Herald actually. So I'm going up here again. And if you choose that one, you gain the benefit of that, plus if your Herald is in the location you choose, you get a bonus +1. Okay, so that's it. It's going to now reveal its scheme card. Hiya! And it's going to put 1 in each of those. It was lying to us. No, it wasn't. It was telling the truth. So 1, 2, 3 fog cards. So there's a fog card in every region. And it's going to place out supporters. It's putting 2 down here in the lowlands. 1, 2, 1 and 1. I don't think it's got any other spring actions. No, it does not. So I did that. Our spring actions now. I am not going to use School of Storms, I don't think. No. Okay, so we're going to let the sim determine the turn order. And it goes using this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, this turn will be a very interesting one to see if I've started to understand the game or not. We are starting here in the lowlands. Okay, I've got flank and deadly. So we're flipping. Yes, the Muse, look at this. We're going to win this one. That is excellent, Deno. However, I could flank up to here. I don't think I need to. We're going to stay true. Stick firm. Stick firm, Deno. So it's got no summertime abilities. I have a summertime ability to flank. That would allow me to move to an unresolved region. I don't want to. I'm going to stay where I am. So we now go on to the nighttime abilities. I'm going to remove this muse. It has resilient, so it's going to go here instead of to the lost pile. Oh, that is so good. So my score is 4 and it's 2. So we win in this region. I can't choose the shrine, but I can choose the necropolis. I can draw cards from my discard pile. I will. So I'll just draw that into my hand. We gain another influence, taking us to 6. And this region is done. Let's move up to here to the next region. And we just want to see, because remember, we also have deadly on this guy thanks to our Assassin's Guild. We're deadly all over. Oh, we can't defeat the idol. No, we can't defeat either of them. Okay, so we do have flank. No, we do have retreat. So, yeah, we're going to retreat. We're going to use retreat. Okay, well that's interesting actually, yeah. So let's go over here and have a look at retreat. What does retreat say? It says, if this card is active in your current clash, you may move any number of your active cards in this region to your hand, including this card. You may move your herald and any number of your supporters in this region to your player board. So we're basically going, yep, no, I'm tapping out. So we're going to tap out, we're going to bring him back to hand, and we'll put this back on our board. We're conceding defeat here. We are conceding defeat. And that's unfortunate because it does mean this guy's going to grab the Kingdom's Favour, which I haven't really talked about, nor have I used, but that is okay. Oh man, I really wanted to eliminate a card because I get victory points for that. But no, that's okay. So the sim is going to gain 1 for winning, plus its herald is there, so it's going to gain another 1. And then when it wins in the harvest field, it takes the Kingdom's Favour, and that steals it from us and places it here. That's a little ability that you can use. For us, it's Prophet of the Waves. For them, it is called the Riders of the Fog. And it's actually a bad one for us, but that's okay. So that clash is done. So the final clash up here, we are 11, 12, and our herald is here, and it's got a bronze. So as long as it's not got a deadly card, yes. Oh no, it's got a ruse though. Okay, so it's going to draw the top 2 cards of its deck, and it takes the highest value, discards that one, and it places this one here. Now I have the ability to activate any sun abilities in turn order. So I could activate Sea Lanes, but I don't think that's getting me any benefit. No. And I don't have Prophet anymore, which is a shame. So no, we're not going to do anything. We're just going to hopefully still win. It's an 8, thank goodness. So their score is 8, 9, 10. Ours is 11, 12. Come on. So we win this region. We get to decide which one to take. We are going to take the Wilderness region. So we're going to gain 1. Plus we have our Herald there, which is fantastic. And then we are also going to gain the benefit of this, which is journey with 1 card that is active or in your hand. You better believe we're journeying with the storyteller. He has the Wayfinder ability, so we gain another victory point as well as 3 lore tokens. 1, 2, 3. I could spend those lore tokens now to purchase Riders of the North Sky, Wandering Embassies. Move any number of your active cards with flank into a council. That's pretty good. The Harbour. All your cards without resilient gain resilient. Move up to 2 of your supporters from the lost pile to a region. I'm going to buy the New Havens Harbour. Costs 2 lore. Bang. So that, we're going to place that here. So, oh, you can't see it there, but here it is. So that's a location that we now have that our troops are on. So all of my guys without resilient gain resilient, which means I don't have any more of my guys killed. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. This has been a very good turn. Very good turn for us. Okay. So I think we're done with all of that. So we've claimed all of our rewards. I feel like it should have more than 3, but you know, what are you going to do? So we move on to the autumn step. Now we go first in this time. So we can govern, journey, etc. So we're going to send this guy, Gaul, off on a journey. He's going to gain us 1, 2 law, thanks to our glittering caves, and we're going to gain another influence, taking us to 10. Excellent. So that's the 1 card we journey with. Now, do we want to govern? We do. We want to govern here. For each you discard from here. Place faction markers on 1 or more locations. There's 4 more. Remove them and claim the location reward. I am going to place the pursuer here, and I'm then going to resolve this. I'm going to place 2 down here in the necropolis, and I am also going to move 1 supporter from my lost pile back to my board, or from there. Okay, autumn, 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 autumn. Move an opponent's occupied. No, we don't want to do that. All right. So that's it for our autumn phase. So let's do the Sims autumn phase. Activate any autumn actions. It doesn't activate any on kingdom cards, but it is going to do these. So it's going to place out 2 of these onto this region here, and it's going to activate that. So it's going to gain us govern with the card. Let me check what happens when it wins that location actually. It places a 4th marker. It removes and resolves the simulation location reward, which is the castle, which is it gains 1. Oh, what? Discard all player cards and faction markers from the council with the most player things. It's going to get rid of my purser. You chump. So he discarded him. Then place 2 influence from the reserve on that council. Oh, yuck. Okay. Then it's going to do Council of Oaths. It moves 1 supporter from the lost pile to its simulacrum board. So it's going to get another supporter, I think, which is going to give it 4 supporters, 5 supporters. That's problematic. And then it is going to journey, which will get it a law. Activate, govern, journey, and that's it. And it also places 1 influence on its current matching suit, which is over here on the Council of Oaths. Winter phase, we discard this, we discard this. We've got highlands happening here, so that is interesting. And this doesn't trigger, armatures doesn't trigger again, so that's going to be discarded. These are both going to be discarded. The discard pile is open information for us, which is good. Means we get to understand what is left in its deck. That goes to my lost pile. These stay there. This comes back here. We shuffle these. We go into round 3. This goes away. Now, we have 2 things that are bad for us this turn. The first is, on this start of turn phase, we're going to draw 2 threats. So this will be the principal threat. Oof. So it is only putting fog in 1 zone. Ooh, it's going to be able to stop people from dying. And the reason it does that is because it has the Kingdom's Favour and it uses the Rider's ability. Okay, not too bad for us actually. Oh, I need to draw up. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we've got Snowdrop Scouts. Excellent. Did I spend these 2? I think I did. So I've only got 1. Okay, so we're on to the next round. Turn order, we remain in first place. We remain in first place. Did I journey? I did journey with him. Oh, and these guys are also in the discard pile. All right, it is an exciting turn of bidding. So I may bid with lead here. So it's an 8. Because I know that their 8 and 12 is gone. I don't necessarily want any of these cards, so one of the options you have is you can take that back into your hand. So I may do that. Yep, so I think we're done. Placed our bids, resolved the bids. We're flipping this and we're revealing the ambition card. It's gonna attempt to steal. No, no, it's taking my Assassin's Guild. That's probably better anyway. I want to keep the Glittering Caves. Okay, so when it attempts to steal, and it is going to go after us, we have the option here to decide. So do we want any of these cards? Hidden Lanes, no. Ruined Citadel, no. I might take that Blue Hour Bell, actually. But if I do that, I'm going to lose the Glittering Caves. Stand by for a moment. So I was just checking if you can occupy one of your own cards, but we can't. So I am actually going to not occupy any of these, so I can keep the Glittering Caves. So lead is going to come back into my hand, and that is an option you have. So the simulacrum is going to focus on this as its priority. No, sorry, it's going to determine if it has cards that are lower, which it does, and it is going to prioritize this card because it is on the right-hand side. And so it is going to steal this kingdom card. This card comes back into my hand, and this goes here. Now, I haven't read what happens when it's got 2 cards on its board. Let's find out. This is the rule book for the sim. It's quite good. It's organized in a good way, but I have not read it as much as I should have. I just started playing. When it steals, it moves the kingdom card to its sim board. If both spaces are, or neither is vacant, it uses the horizontal arrow to determine. It discards the previous card. And when it steals, yes, yes, yes. So it is going to discard this, and it is going to replace it with this Assassin's Guild. It's going to place its 6 there, and the good news is we can potentially steal that. So maybe we'll steal that. And that's it. So now it's going to score its points. It's going to place 1 over here on the Council of Secrets. From the book. From the reserve and the council that matches its current ambition. Yes, and then gains a law. That's its second law. And then it's going to move 1 supporter token from the lost pile to the sim board. Okay, I feel like I may be doing that wrong, but it's got a lot of supporters now. It's got 6. All right. So that's the end of the bidding phase. No cards were taken, so we discard 2. And we're going to go here and here. Let's have a look at them. As always, under the zoom camera, the Old King's Lantern. Propaganda advisor. Choose the position of the turn order. That's powerful, especially against the sim. All right, we are on to the place heralds. So this is done in turn order. So we are going to place our herald first. I really want to get cards back from the necropolis, and this guy's focus seems to be on the highlands. So I'm going to go down here to the necropolis, and because I want to get a couple of my good cards back into my hand so I can journey with them. And that is it for me. This guy is going to place in the Highlands on the right. And now we place our cards. So we don't have the Assassin's Guild anymore. What is interesting is I don't have this information. No, this is done simultaneously. Yeah, so I do have this information. So 1, 2, 3. So this is the order. It goes Highlands, Lowlands, Plateau. Okay, so I think we want to go with... We'll send the shore runner sleds on a journey. Leave... Let's see if we can block them. Let's send our guy to win down there. We got deploy. We'll use that next turn. And let's use the sea breakers to try and assassinate there and see if we can jank. Because I think one of these ones has a deadly guy. So, all right, let's try that on for size. Spring actions. We are first in turn order. So I'm going to place out one supporter here, and I'll keep the other supporter. I don't have anything there. All my cards gain that. Move up to 2 of my supporters from the lost pile to a region. Don't mind if I do. I think we're going to win there, so let's try and win up here and deny the sim. And I don't have any other spring actions. I could place the clash markers this round. Yep. I'm going to use School of Storms. I'm going to place the clash markers this round. So that's my ability. Okay, so now this is going to scheme, isn't it? When does it actually reveal that? Does it reveal that first? In turn order. No, so it does do that now. Okay, so it's going on the Highlands, and it's got 2 in each. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And that's it. Place fog. So it's got 1 fog, and it is going to go in the Highlands. Before the sim rallies anymore of its active cards in the region, it immediately gains 3 lore. Alright, so thanks to our School of the Storms, we get to place the clash markers in the order that we want. And I can give one of my guys flank. So let's actually go here first so we can decide if we want to flank away with leave. And we'll go here and then here last of all. Yep, I think that's it. So let's go on to the summer phase, the battle phase. So place the clash markers, let's resolve the clashes. So we're resolving here first. We have, ooh, we've won that one. We've won that one, you legend, Deno. And the reason we won is we've got 3 supporters versus their 2. 8 and 8, come on. So victory. We will journey with 1 card that is active or in our hand. Let's journey with leave. Straight out of the gate. Bang, it has Pathfinder. That gains us a thing, and it gains us 2 lore. 1, 2. So we're up to 3. We're not going to spend it because we're going to do it at the end of the turn to gain our 11 card into our hand. Let's do it. Good win there, good win there. Additionally, if there are 1 or more active cards in a region with fog, it's going to gain 3 lore. We can't do anything with that. All sim cards in region with fog gain 1 shield. So that round is done. Very nice. We move down to here. Oh, it's got deadly. Okay, so we could flank away from here by using our clan's card. Now, our guy doesn't die. So, because he's got resilient. So rather than dying, he'd just go to the discard pile, which I don't like. But yeah, do I want to save him? We've lost this, which is a real shame because I wanted to bring my discard pile back without losing hand size. So that's okay. we will use our sea lanes and we will flank. Oh, I also need to gain 1 victory point for having the most supporters in that region. I also gained 1 victory point for winning that battle. And, oh, do I get one because I stole one of his? Calculating the region, who wins the clash? Tally strength. Choose a location. If you're Herald, gain 1 and steal 1 from each opponent with a Herald on their location. Thank you. Fine. And then I'm also going to gain 1 for having the most cards in a minute, which I'll do in a second. Very good. So we are going to use sea lanes to move this into the middle location using flank. Now when you flank, you can also move any supporters as well. Is that right, Deno? I'm pretty sure it is, son. Flank. You may move this card. Oh no, that's retreat. Good, I was wrong. So they stay there, they stay there. This guy wins, he doesn't kill anyone. It is going to choose the rightmost region, so it's going to steal 1 back from us, as well as getting 1, as well as doing the Necropolis's special ability. Ah, I'm annoyed by losing that one. The Necropolis gains 1 and it discards all of its cards, shuffles its discard pile, discards the top 3 cards of its deck. Shuffles its discard pile and moves all gold cards in its discard pile to the top of its deck. So literally this has come at a very bad time for us because those are now on top of its deck. Alright, well that's what it is. So we move on. We're going to go here. And we've revealed, yeah, okay, carvings. Nothing for us to be worried about there. We get to choose. We're going to take the King's Favour back so we don't have to deal with 2 fog cards. We gain 1 victory point. Our Herald is not there. And that's all. And that's it. All right. Good phase. Did I take my victory point for winning? Yes, I did. Good phase. So we will move on to the autumn phase. We are again in front, so we're activating autumn first. First thing we're going to do is we're going to bring Saga the Unifier back into our hand. That is a rally, and we can do that. Oh, sorry, I have the most cards in there, so I gain a lore token. That's once again from School of the Storms. Yep, cool. So that's now gone. Whew, I could do that. Oh, I could do that. I'm going to bring my Assassin's Guild back by using River Runners. How good is that? Yes. Alright. So I'm going to journey. I'm going to send my Shorerunner sleds off on a journey. They have Wayfinder. That's going to get me another victory point. This Glittering Caves has printed me money and gets me 2 lore. I'm only going to spend 5 of it though to grab our Riders of the North Sky. That comes into our hand. And I'm then going to govern, am I? I have no one with which to govern other than Saga the Unifier. I think I would like to govern though. No, I'm not going to govern. I'm going to stay as is. No governing. So I'll activate this one, which is I can move one of these back to my board. And I have no other autumn abilities. Wait, I lied, I do. I'm going to use my deploy from my Haul Upon the Waves. It's going to deploy, and it's the same deal as before. We place an influence marker on it so we know. You probably don't need to do that when you're playing by yourself. That's it. Okay, let's do this guy. So he is going to activate the following. The timing of this is important. So it's going to activate all autumn actions. So the first one is it's going to place out markers based on the influence in the Council of Secrets. So it's going to place out 5. It's going to go on the Highlands on the right-hand side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I give it its victory for taking that? I don't think I did. The Wilderness. It gains 1 and 2 law. Okay. So 1 and 2 law. So it's immediately going to spend those 3 law and do that, but that'll be on the bottom of the deck because that second one happened there. Great. So it's placed 4, and when it's placed 4, it immediately moves 4 markers and resolves the location rewards. So it's once again going to gain 1 and 2 of that, so that's going to go there. And I'll trash these in. And it's going to keep placing there. It's got 5 on there. 4, 5. So that's it. Now it's going to do the Council of Oaths. And it's going to move 2 supporters from its lost pile to there. I feel that is definitely not how it's intended to be played. But I'm going to keep playing it this way because I'm committed now. And I'm also giving it a straight up shellacking. So I think that's okay. Great. Then it's going to activate actions. Govern, place 1 on this. Okay, so I was wrong. It does that in a different order. So it is going to place a second one there. And then it's going to journey. It's going to gain another one of those. Exceptional. We move on to the winter phase. So this, and this are all going into the discard pile. This is going into my discard pile. This, and this are going here. These stay here. This stays here. Yeah, it discarded my cards from that. I get this back. These go into the lost pile, but that's okay because I'm going to be able to do it. This guy's staying for the turn because I've deployed a war machine. War machine. War machine. There's a winter ability over here on their side of power where the fog dwells. If there are no more cards here, the sim removes 2 law from its supply and gains a victory point. It will repeat this if able. It doesn't have 2 law, it's only got 1, but it's going to keep doing that to spend law, which is fine at this point. All right, I'm going to draw up to my hand size, which is that. We have a ruse. And actually, I'm going to use River Runners. I'm going to steal this Assassin's Guild card, and I'm going to occupy it with just my little creel haulers, I guess. So I've literally stolen the Assassin's Guild back off them. Good. Good. So that means that I am going to be dropping down in hand size after this. So this is an interesting timing question. Maybe people can answer it, maybe they can't. I have just shuffled my deck to draw my 6th card of this, which I'm not going to be able to do. Okay, so I probably don't draw at that point. I'm just stuck with these 5. Stuck, but yeah, just these 5. Excellent, exceptional, well played, Deno. Let's move on to the next round. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have used that, but yeah, the Assassin's Guild having my heir with Deadly and Flank seems like a fun thing to do. We remain in first place. And so this is in fact the 4th turn, which will be the last turn of the game. We are playing a short game so that we could get our handle on the rules. So we're going to reveal this, and it says all active sim cards gain shields in a region with fog. That sucks. Can't use my assassination now. It's not going to reveal a second one. So that's it. Our turn order remains the same. So let's place bids. Do I want any of those cards? Blue Owl Bell. Propaganda. No. Move any number of supporters in the current region to another. No. So I don't want any of those. So I'm just going to bid with my ruse. And it's going to bid with, let's hope it bids low. Oh, 2. It cannot occupy any cards. It will attempt to steal. It steals nothing. And so it is instead going to occupy the leftmost book card, which is the Old King's Lantern, here and here. So at this point, it's going to gain the benefit of having those, which is it gains an influence, and no, it places 1 from the reserve on the council and then gains a law. So it's going to go that twice. Oh, no, actually it's going to go that twice. And then it's going to gain 2 law to take it to 3. Doesn't do anything with those until the winter phase, which is cool. We'll take our ruse back into our hand. It's definitely going for the plateau, maybe. Sweet, so we're going to place heralds. He's placing his herald in the lowlands on the left. He's going after the shrine. I don't really want to win the shrine. I wanted to win the necropolis, but I don't really want to win it anymore. I might go to the castle and try and do some stuff up there. Yep. Let's go for the castle. Okay, so we'll move on to the spring action step. We place cards. This is done simultaneously. So we know it's just all golds all the time, baby. So they're done in order. It's going the lowlands, it's going the plateau, it's going the highlands. Spring action step, it's us. Let's do this. Let's put our best card there. I think, so there's only placing out 2 fog cards. If we're lucky, that'll have deadly and we'll be able to kill that. And let's put our ruse here. Oh, actually, let's put our ruse here so that we can ambush with that. And let's just put some little snowdrop scouts there just to hold the line. Hold the line! Great stuff. Okay, that's it. Spring actions, supporters for us. Yeah, we'll place 2 here and then we can place 2 down here. And that's it. So the fog cards are going, there's going to be 2 of them. And we're going to find out, yes, my plan's worked. My plan has worked. There's fog in those 2 regions. We're starting on the plateau. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. All right. And it is going to determine the order of activations by going to the plateau, going to the highlands, and then going to the lowlands. That is the order of attacks. It has no other spring actions. We have no other spring actions. So we'll move on to clashes. We're starting in the middle. We've got our snowdrop scouts. Oh, he's rused us. Doesn't matter because we're losing this one anyway. He's got his muse. We lose, and he's choosing the leftmost, which is the harvest field. So he's going to gain that. When he gains the harvest field, he gains 1. His herald is not there, so that's fine. The next clash. This one gets discarded, actually. Ooh, the next clash is this one. So it's 11 versus 11, and he's got 3. No. When you win a clash in a region where this is active, before claiming any rewards, gain 1. So I can flank with that, and I think we will. I think we'll flank because I can't do anything about that. to get it out of there, or to win that, because he's 3, I'm 2. I really wanted to get the castle. That's a shame. Yeah, so he's going to win, and he's going to choose our location, which means he's going to steal 1 from us, as well as win 1, as well as govern at the castle, which is discard all cards and faction markers from the council, then place 2 from the reserve on that council. So that's discarded. He's getting 2 there. And that's it. And I'm flanking down to here. We should win this one, I reckon. He's stolen 1 from us, but I'm about to steal 1 from him. Because I don't think unless he's got deadly. Oh my god, he has deadly. That's alright. Invulnerable, invulnerable, invulnerable. I don't need to bring this guy down, so I won't. I could retreat actually with this. Yeah, so let's retreat with that and bring both of those back. It doesn't matter, this is the last turn. But I comfortably win because I'm 16 and he is that. Cool, so I get to steal 1 back from him, as well as gain the 1 from that. And then I can move up to 3 cards from my hand or active to the bottom of my deck by winning the shrine. I won't. And that, oh, and if I win a clash in a region where this is active, I gain an extra 1. And that's that. And that's going to be the final summer phase. We move on to autumn. We are first again. We're going to journey. We're going to send the Shrike of the Steppes off on a journey. And that gets us 2, as well as getting us a victory point. We'll purchase our Wandering Embassy. So those 2 go away. We can then govern. Governing doesn't help us much at this point. When resolving your Herald reward. No, so we won't govern. The only other autumn ability I have... Nope, I don't have any other autumn abilities. So that's it for me. The sim. So we've got 18. And I think that's it. So the sim could run us down here. Let's find out. Alright, so the first thing it's going to do is it's going to activate any autumn actions. It doesn't have any. It's going to govern. It's going to place 1 here. And then it's going to activate the council reward. Gains equal to the amount of things. So it's going to gain 3 from that. So it's gone to 11. Uh-oh. I spoke too soon. I said, no, it's going to 10. We're going to give him a shellacking. And now he's running us down. Then he's going to activate this one. It places, if there's no markers on the map, there is markers on the map. So it's going to go 1, 2, and then it's going to go 4 down here. So it gains this wilderness reward, which is 1 and 2 lore. And then it's going to gain this shrine reward, which is 1, and I just suffer stuff from the bottom of the deck. And then finally, for each one, it moves a supporter. Yep. I think we've still just won. Just. So in the final winter phase, it's going to cash in these at a rate of 2 per influence. So the sim ends on 14 and we end on 18. Victory! I think we were pretty well placed to win that final turn because it's about to shuffle its deck and not, I mean, it had all gold cards because of that timing of that Necropolis. Yeah, so how do I feel about this game? I'm really excited. I'm hopefully going to play this tomorrow night at my regular Tuesday night gaming group in a multiplayer setting. And I'm really excited to try that out. I think it will shine at that thing, particularly if you have a group of players like the group of players that I play with that are willing to backstab and make the most of what is essentially a very hidden information game. Incredible artwork. It's deceptively good, is what I would say. Deceptively good. I'm going to try a few more factions in the solo game and see if that changes how I feel about the factions and the game. But I do think that the solo game will be probably put on the back burner for me a little, and instead I'll focus on playing this one multiplayer. But it will be remaining in my collection, if only because of the artwork alone. So anyway, that's been Big Deno Plays The Old King's Crown. I will catch you on the next episode. I might even do a live stream of this tonight. We'll see how we go, play a full 5 round one. So yeah, I'll catch you all then. Big Deno.